How are you, brother?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. Give me one sec. Let me just want to. Hey, Alex.
Hey,
Oh, there he is. All right.
Yeah, all good.
Cool. Hi, my name's Matthew. I'm a punk enthusiast,
And beer enthusiast.
of course. And you guys are?
I'm Michael from Forklift Assassins. And that down there is Alex.
Hey, Alex. We're only going to see Alex when you talk, so unless you can see him. I can't see him.
You can't see him? I can see him.
Oh, okay. I don't see him unless he talks.
So what about me? Can you see me only when I'm talking?
No, I see you the whole time.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Alex, just say something.
hey, hello.
So he popped up then?
Yep, I saw him
Okay.
just.
Let's see.
Maybe you can just hum in the background the whole time or something.
That's kind of weird.
Oh, it's happened a few times actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is there some sort of setting that you can change to fix that?
I don't know.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, I've got to ask, where did the name Forklift Assassins come from?
I knew you were going to ask that.
Had to.
What happened was soon after Trump got into power in the United States, there was a guy by the name of Gregory Lee Lane Gang, right? He decided to attempt to assassinate Trump. He stole a forklift from an oil refinery and tried to drive the forklift into Trump's, what do they call it? Cavalcade.
Yep.
As it was driving through his town in North Dakota. The forklift got stuck in the mud. So Gregory jumped out and ran away. So he failed in his attempt. And I read this article, and it's like, what is the most idiotic thing to do? Sorry, idiotic way of attempting to assassinate or kill someone.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
And so then I thought, you know what? Forklift Assassins, Ripper name.
It is. Yeah. Now I know that is a top-notch name. That's excellent. So, who plays lead guitar? Who plays the guitar?
So,
Sanyan.
Yeah. No, you go, Alex.
Sanyan's our lead guitarist who I think he's joining us today.
Okay.
He might. He's got some stuff on. I'm not sure if he'll make it, but we'll see how we go.
It's just punk in a long while. I think that song has probably got the best lead break in it. The song Scotty for Marketing.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, very melodic player, Sanyan. Yeah.
No, I loved it.
He's a killer guitarist. He's coming from a slightly different background. He's more into so he's coming from a more metal background. Into his favorite band is Maiden, right? Everyone likes Maiden, but he particularly likes them. So he's coming from that sort of background. So you get that very melodic sort of style of soloing and even playing, and it just worked for this band. It was just top notch, and we're like, yes. So yeah. So it's a great. You're right. It's an awesome lead break, that one.
So you're on drums and sing.
Yeah.
Are you the only vocalist? Do any of the other?
Sanyan does backing vocals, and we've got a new song called Weed Killer that's coming out soon. We've recorded it, but it's not quite ready to come out just yet. Yep. And he does lead vocals on that song.
No. So, hey, did you have a gig last night?
Yes.
With the Cosmic Psychos?
Oh, dream on. No, it's just a little one in the Lyrebird Lounge with a couple of mates bands. And yeah, look, it was a good night. It was relatively small, but it was a good night, and we played pretty well. That's the first time we played that venue, and it's a tiny little place, and we were probably a little over loud, to be honest, because people were like, "Whoa!" But I mean, that's kind of what we do. You know what I mean? So
you can never be loud enough, I don't think.
you reckon? I like that, man. That's the spirit.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, because I had another band interviewed today, but one of the members was sick, and they must have been the band that were backing up Cosmic Psychos.
Oh God, I could only dream of backing up Psychos.
Well, that's one of the questions I've got to ask too. Who is your dream support act that you would like to support?
You got one, Alex?
Definitely Maiden. Highly unlikely, but yeah, Maiden.
For me, it would probably be Motorhead, which is obviously not going to happen. I'm massive Motorhead fan. And the other one I would love to support the Melvins.
Okay, wow.
I'm a massive Melvins fan.
Yeah, that's different.
Sorry, what's that?
That's different.
Yeah. I mean, I also have a lot of appreciation for like stoner, like Caius, even early Queens of the Stone Age, stuff like that. And you know, I kind of came into the heavier side of music, honestly, it was actually through Nirvana.
Yeah.
So I back in the day, I loved Nirvana. And through them, I came across Melvins, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, and then it just progressed out and right through now to, you know, I run the gamut now, you know, right up to bands like Mayhem, you know, Extreme Black. I really like that stuff too. But also have a real big love of punk, especially early punk, especially early US punk, Ramones, Misfits, Death. I don't know if you guys know Death. There's like a really, really early punk band, three brothers from Detroit. This is back when Motown was huge. They started doing this proto-punk, basically, really early punk, and it's freaking amazing. So, I sort of got into all that sort of shit too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Murder Junkies do a cover of a Death song.
Okay, I'd love to do a cover of a Death song. We haven't got there yet, but definitely something like Keep On Knocking or Politician in My Eyes. Great songs. Songs.
I haven't heard anything of theirs. I've heard about them.
There's a movie about them. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but that's sort of how I found out about them. It's really, really good, and it's like the history of this band. This is a band that kind of never went anywhere, disappeared, and then like 30 years later or something, somehow got found and just exploded because it's just that good.
Yeah,
it's worth checking out.
Yeah, I think it's on Tubi.
It would be.
Yeah, I think it is. I think I was looking for something to watch the other day, and I think I came across that, but I ended up watching Filmage, the Descendants movie again.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what? You pretty much really answered this question, but I'll ask it again anyway. Your influences. What made you say, fuck it, I want to be in a band, I want to play music?
Oh, geez. It would have to be when I first heard Ramones, and I was like, holy crap, this is awesome, and I can do this. And, then bands like Motorhead and Melvins just made me want it even more. And when I started, the way I started was my next door neighbor, when I was living with my mum and dad, I was probably, I think, about 18. And up to that point, I'd never touched an instrument. I loved music. I was always listening to it, but I never even considered playing an instrument. And my mate next door comes over to me one day and says, "Listen, dude, can you pop over to my garage? I need your help with something." I rock over and he's got this really, really grungy shit heap of a drum kit in his garage. And he said, "Can you just sit back there and play me a beat?" Because he was a bass player and he wanted to practice. And I'm like, "Dude, I can't fucking play." And he goes, "I'll show you a really basic beat and you just keep it." Man, I sat behind this kit. He showed it to me. I started. That was the end of my life. At that moment, that very second, I started playing. I go, "Shit, I love this." I didn't expect that 30 odd years later, I'd still be doing it.
Yeah.
I am. But that for me, that's where it started, was because of my mate saying, "Do you mind coming over?" I bought that kit off him for $50.
Wow.
Took it over into my garage, and then my poor folks had to put up with me hitting that thing every day for fucking hours.
What were they listening to at the time?
My mum and dad.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, do you really want to know?
I do.
They were listening to, let's see, Tom Jones.
Okay.
Traditional Russian folk music.
Oh, wow.
What else were they listening to? What's that freaking that weather song, Raining Men? My mum loves that song. So all that sort of, Bonnie M, ABBA, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So that was the music you grew up listening to, more or less.
Well, it was that sort of stuff, but I never liked it.
No.
And what happened with me was at the age of about 12, I guess, I heard Public Enemy. And that just fucking, that blew me away. I was just like, what the hell is this? So I started getting into all that sort of stuff. So Public Enemy, Run DMC, Ice-T, NWA, and the swearier it got, the happier I got. You know what I mean? But then the change for me was, like I said, Nirvana, and funnily enough, Stone Roses. That song, Fool's Gold.
Yeah.
That one and Teen Spirit, just it was a 90-degree shift. I was listening to rap. I heard those two songs, bang. Suddenly, rap was no longer interesting. This was better, and that has progressively moved. I continued to move in that direction, and the music I listened to just got punkier and heavier and punkier and heavier together at the same time. So can appreciate the punk stuff, can really appreciate the rocky stuff and the metal.
Yeah. Well, as I say in probably nearly every interview, there is always a gem in every genre of music. There is a gem.
Yeah.
That I hate this genre of music, but that fucking song rocks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I can see him now. He's down there. Do you want to have a bit of a chat? Been quiet.
Yeah, go for it, Alex.
So what made you want to be in a band, Alex? What gave you the incentive to want to play?
It's mainly just going to local punk and hardcore shows with my sister, and as well as listening to a lot of the community radio we have here, all the punk and metal nights, bit of Sin FM, PBS and Triple R. And, just thinking, I could do this. So I ended up leaving secondary school, wanting to study music and wanting to form a band. That didn't happen until about 2018, when I first met Michael looking for one. We had a talk of jamming together, but at that point they'd already settled on other previous bassists before I joined. the way I ended up going to a few Forklift shows and just tagging along with Michael from there, because I didn't really know anything about networking with other musicians, and I wanted to try and learn as much as I could. So I eventually got my first band together, and we ended up opening for Forklift.
Okay.
That was the happiest I'd been in a long time once we had that. That band didn't really last long, but it at least gave me the confidence that I could go on and do this though. When afterwards I had a couple other bands I was in, but none of them were really like particularly punk or metals, and I kind of felt a bit out of my element there. But, fast forward to around mid 2020, and Michael asked me if I'd be interested in joining Forklift. Yeah, I'm very happy with where I am at the moment now. Yeah.
Excellent. Dave, Michael, do you have children? Michael?
No kids. I've got.
Just ask if you'd let your child listen to your music if you had kids. Wait a sec.
Well,
my child just wants to say something to me for a sec.
Yeah.
What is that? That's what my name. Oh, so my 14-year-old daughter just sent my son a photo of heaps of McDonald's and said, yeehaw, I'm eating Macca's, fuck you. So,
he's a bit jealous, huh?
And the other night, and he goes, "Oh, I had McDonald's tonight," and they're like, and yeah, so she's taking a photo.
Oh, that's mean, but very funny.
I love it.
I guess at their age, McDonald's is a big deal, isn't it?
Well, they get it at least twice a fortnight, and like but as they get it twice a fortnight, or they takeaways twice a fortnight, maybe McDonald's once.
Yeah,
they love Subway and all that shit. Yeah, but
yeah.
What's the worst gig you guys have played? What have you like? Have you played a gig and thought, "Fuck, man, that was a train wreck. We ruined that."
Yeah,
I think we've had a. Don't think we've had a bad set just. Yeah, I don't think we've had a bad set just yet.
I think there was one. I can't remember when it was, but I remember it was in Sunbury at Sound System Studios.
Yes.
Where I don't know what happened to me. It was on me. I decided that apparently I can't drum, and I fucking wrecked it, man. It was just shit. I think I tried to rush everything.
Just one song though.
What's that?
It was just for one. It was only just for one song though.
No, I think
it was more.
I think it was more than that. I think that particular song, it was really noticeable, but in a lot of the other songs, I don't know what happened. Something went wrong, and it was a fucking disaster.
That's the good thing about punk. Punters usually don't hear that you fucked up.
No.
I mean? So you kind of get away with that.
You kind of have to really fuck up for people to hear. But what I really like about punk, and especially punk gigs, is things like if you start a song and something goes wrong and you stop and you have to start it again, that in normal circumstances is an absolute no-no. But in punk, no one gives a shit. People just laugh at it, go, and then you're back in, and it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I like that, just that relaxed attitude.
Definitely.
A lot of punk bands have that really sort of loose, relaxed feel, and I like that. I think that Forklift is a little bit tighter. That's on purpose. But washy cymbals, big sort of whole sounding bass and guitar screaming over the top of it. I love that. It's just the way it should be.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, I think I brought this up in another interview too, but I've seen a footage on YouTube of a gig the Hellman were
Oh, yeah.
playing, and Link Meaney was up on stage singing with Ben Brown, and it was if whoever put it up on YouTube should have put up a thing. This is what causes alcohol inducement kind of thing. They were both off their fucking heads, and the crowd were loving it. They're singing a song, and you had like Link stopping every 30 seconds and just pissing himself laughing, and Ben Brown's trying to stand up straight. So it was, and the crowd loved it. It was like, fuck it. It's the thing with punk. You can just fucking like Guttermouth. That guy's been on stage for over 20 years, but he still doesn't know where the stage ends. How many times Mark's fallen off the stage is it's a miracle he's still alive, kind of thing.
Yeah.
One thing about punk, and it's yeah. Okay, so you're the promoter. You get to promote a gig, 5 bands. Who would the 5 bands be? And it doesn't matter. They could be dead. They could be broken up.
Just any 5 bands.
5 bands. It doesn't matter if it's Jimi Hendrix and Stone Age, Romeo's, whatever.
Okay. You know what we'll do, Alex? Let's take this in turns. I'll pick one, you pick one, I'll pick one. So my first one is Motorhead. Now you go.
Fear Factory.
Oh,
hard to beat.
Jesus, this is an interesting question, man. I've never thought about this.
Yeah.
Let's go with Misfits.
Anthrax.
Nice.
I want to go.
Nice.
Yeah,
I hate people.
Now, because you're doing this, so there's got to be 6 bands.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, my last one is I hate people. Because I fucking love those guys.
Yeah. I've interviewed them.
Yeah, I saw your interview with Craig.
They were a nice bunch of guys, man. I was quite happy with that.
Yeah. All right, man. What's your last one?
Wolfpack.
Nice.
Oh. I'd actually buy a ticket. Sincerely, I would. I'd go to that gig.
It'd be an awesome gig.
All right. So covers.
Yeah.
You play some?
Yeah, we used to play Ace of Spades.
Yep.
We haven't done that one for a while because we did another cover just recently, which is actually going to be released as a single, hopefully in the next month or so, which is that Amy Winehouse song, Valerie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but our version, which, as you can well imagine, sounds very little like her version.
Yeah, of course. Alex, you got Sammy?
Yeah, the way the cover came about wasn't really just to capitalize on like it being a well-known song or anything. It really just kind of happened. I think Sanyan ended up. I think Sanyan played was mucking around for the riff or something, and Michael and I just kind of caught on to it. And we thought we'll commit to recording it and see what happens.
So
we've played it a few times live so far, and it's gone down pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no cover song that you've wanted to play that you haven't told the rest of them about.
I have.
Yep, you've got one.
Yeah, I've got one. Everyone's favorite, My Pal.
Oh, mate.
I would fucking. I've never been in a band that actually covered it, and I've always wanted to do it. and it's just such a killer song.
It is, man. And I'll probably be hated for this, but I think the worst cover of that song was done by Board.
Really?
That's
Oh, geez, you're brave putting that out.
Yeah, it's like I'd get in a lot of trouble for it, but yeah, Board just fucked it, and it was their song more or less.
Yeah, that's right.
And like it was like, no, you can't beat God's version. Well, you can't really even beat Magic Dirt's version so far.
Yeah.
Like, other than God, Magic Dirt has done it the best that I've heard so far, and I've heard easy 6.
Yeah, it's a very common one to cover, but there's a reason. It's just such a damn good song that you can't go wrong with it. So, but that one I've not brought that to the boys, but that would be one that I would like to do. Also, we actually, now that I think about it, we were going to do Police Truck, weren't we?
Yeah, you
at
brought
one
that up
stage
a while ago.
we were going to do Police Truck, but
wow.
It just other things came on, and it's like, oh man, this song's wicked, so we started working on this and this song, and it sort of just never happened.
Well, being such an like Jello was one of the kings of punk, and I don't know if I've been under a rock or something, but I haven't heard many bands do many Dead Kennedy covers. I just haven't.
Nor I, but I think that's you're taking a bit of a risk, because everybody knows Dead Kennedys. They know the sound. Jello had a fairly unique style of singing, so you have to make a choice whether you try to do it like they do it and keep to the song as it is, or you do it your way. If you do it your way, there's a risk that people are going to be going, man, you fucked it up. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you try to do it the way they do it, there's a risk because how many people can sing like him? Right. Certainly not me. I wouldn't dare try. It would have to be, if we were to do it, it would have to be a Forklift version of Police Truck, which musically would probably be relatively similar, but vocally would be very, very different.
Have you heard Sublime's reggae version of Winnebago Warrior?
No.
Fucking brilliant, man.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it is brilliant. You'd probably be able to get it, I don't know, on iTunes or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I saw it on a DVD years ago when Sublime were playing with, what's her name out of No Doubt?
Gwen Stefani?
Yeah, she came up on stage a couple of times and sang, but it was that concert, and then they did a reggae version of Winnebago Warrior, and it kicked ass. And I think, as you were saying, like it's a risk taking, that to your own sound. But I think that's the only way you can do Dead Kennedy is your own sound. Like,
this is how Valerie came about, because Sanyan wanted to do a cover, but he didn't just want to take a song, us do it the same as it is, and that's it. He likes to take weird fucking things and make it do our version of these different styles, these different songs and stuff. And so that's how Valerie came about, because I'll be honest, I was quite unsure to start with, but once we got into it, worked it out, it's like, man, this is going to work. This is going to be kick ass. It ended up being good enough that we recorded it and we're going to release it as a single. So, it's sick.
Yes.
And the idea of doing your version of a cover song that's different to what you would normally do is great. It's fantastic. It adds to that song.
Yeah.
Rather than just copying what someone else has done. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because we did that with Ace of Spades. We didn't veer from the standard way that Motorhead did it. The only
Yeah.
difference really was Filthy played it on the hats. I play it on the ride, just because I'm more comfortable playing open rather than cross hand.
Yep.
Other than that, and we probably sped it up a little bit, but other than that, it's pretty much we tried to keep it to the original. But Valerie, we went out of our way to make it sound like us doing Amy Winehouse.
Excellent. Excellent.
Mm.
Have you seen Motorhead live?
Pardon me?
Have you seen Motorhead live?
I have. I can't find it now, but I've got their was it 30-year or maybe 20-year tour shirt. I saw them play with Tommy Lee's band again.
Oh, okay, Motley Crue.
Yeah, that's the one. Sorry, mine just went blank for a second. I saw them play with Motley Crue at Rod Laver years and years and years ago, and they went on first, and Motley Crue went on second.
Yeah.
Should have been the other way around because they were so fucking loud and so goddamn awesome.
Yeah.
I was a big fanboy. I was like, ah!
I don't know if you've heard of a venue up on the Gold Coast. It's not there anymore. Called the Playroom.
Oh, it was vaguely.
We've been going since '62 till they pulled it down in the late '90s, I think, and made it into a car park. God bless them, taking away venues in the state. But I went and saw them, and their support act was Fraser Doberman.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that was great. And I'm in the toilet, I'm at the piss trough, and the fucking ground started shaking. It was like going, and I thought, oh my God, Motorhead's come on. And I'm like having prostate problems. I'm just, I gotta get out there. I get out there. I'm there for like 30 seconds, and this dickhead with a blonde flat top throws a can, hits Lemmy. And he goes, yeah, that's one. Second time we're off, we're going to walk away. And the same guy did it second time. So I got to see 3 songs of Motorhead. And Lemmy, unprofessional, I thought it was, walked off stage. He said, no, like the guy's, you know, he's got to expect shit like that to happen.
Yeah.
No, fuck. But yeah, I waited so long to see him. I had my tickets for months, and 3 times I got to see. And it was.
Oh, that's a shame.
It was, man.
I don't understand though. Why would if you're going to throw stuff at the band, just don't go to the gig. If you don't like them, just don't go.
Well, that's exactly what he said. He said, "Look, Boy George's probably playing up in Brisbane somewhere. There, you don't need to be here, so go."
Yeah.
And the same guy did it again.
I'm surprised he didn't get bashed.
He got his head kicked in.
Good. He deserved it.
Because there was a lot of punters there, man.
Yeah.
And he did get bashed, but still, it didn't make up for the.
Yeah. No, of course.
Like all these years, I've just been a fan. I even used to listen. Have you ever heard of Ace of Spades, the techno version that they put out?
You know what? I have heard that. Yeah.
Motorhead brought it out, so it's not that fucking bad. It wasn't a techno band that brought it out. It was Motorhead.
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh, mate, that was Lemmy. I'm going to go see Lemmy. And I got to see him for like 8 minutes or something. It was fucked.
That's a real shame because the gig that I saw, that it was amazing. And the other funny story was myself and my girlfriend, we went to, this was a few years ago now, I can't remember when it was, but we had a holiday booked to go to Perth. After we booked the holiday, I hear that Motorhead is coming and they're going to play the Forum. Now, I don't know if you know about the Forum in Melbourne. The Forum is an awesome venue, and it would be such a pleasure to see Motorhead play the Forum. I was really excited. Then I realised that they're playing the Forum while we're in Perth. I'm like, oh, man. And then to top it off, I realised that they're playing in Perth and we're back in Melbourne.
Oh no.
I nearly burst into tears.
No, fuck.
Yeah, it was just, oh man. And it wasn't like a couple of days. I couldn't sort of push it out a couple of days. It was literally both times right in the middle of our Perth holiday. They're playing in Melbourne. Right after, a week after we're back in Melbourne, they're playing in Perth. I'm like, fuck.
I haven't had a cigarette for a while, actually. I don't even think I've had one since we started the interview. Sorry, mate.
No, you're right.
Fuck. I've got to get back comfortable. What's playing on your? This is for both of you, so you each got to answer this. What's playing on your stereo at the moment?
You go, Alex. Oh, you there, mate? Well, I think he's frozen. All right, I'll go. So right now we've got I Hate People. We've got what else? Not much Motorhead. Hang on, let me take a look. Let me see what I've been listening to. Oh, now my phone decides to die. Here we go. All right. So currently I've been playing a bit of I've been playing a bit of Mark Kane.
Okay, man.
Remember the good old Mark Kane?
Oh, mate, the boy is. I actually, sorry, but I got to say, I brought this up on Facebook. I typed it in. They're Degenerate Boy. This is Degenerate Boy.
Yep.
But their version, and I typed out. I think it was a bit of the chorus or a bit of the verse. I can't remember. It was, I've got no money. I can't pay the rent.
Yep.
And I was getting these fucking people commenting saying, "Bro, you got kids. What are you doing typing this?" I'm like, "Fuck, it's just a song," you know. And like, yeah. I dig the Mark Kane thing. They've just.
I back in the 90s, absolutely loved them. I actually haven't listened to them for a long time. I just sort of, I don't know why. I think I was at work. I was doing something boring, and I had my phone with me, so I just chucked it on, and it was so good. Point Man, and just so awesome, that band.
Well, they are. They're great.
Yeah, so I've been listening to a bit of those guys. The other one, have you heard of a band called Dead South? They're a how do you describe them? I guess they're like an alt country band. Normally not the kind of thing that I'd listen to, but they are absolutely incredible. It's just it's a 4-piece with a vocalist, a dude that plays like a not a double bass, but the next one down, a mandolin player and a banjo player.
Wow.
And the shit that they do, it's fantastic. So I've been listening to a fair bit of those guys as well, which is a step out of my comfort zone, I must say. But, you know, you got to try different things.
I think I saw Alex move then, so he did. He moved.
Brilliant.
What's on your stereo at the moment, Alex?
Bit of Dick Lord from Queensland.
Who?
Dick Lord.
Oh yeah.
They're a girl group. Yeah. I think Mum and I saw them supporting the Meanies like a year or so ago. Yeah, they're great live.
Yeah. Isn't one of the guys from the Dream Killers with Dick Lord?
Oh, don't know.
Yeah. Sorry, wait a minute. So, here we go. Now the children are going to fucking annoy me. Okay, so wait a minute. We've got Dick Lord and there a couple more.
Um, there's a group called like an old there's an old school like crossover thrash band called Bomb Disneyland. I think our label mates with the Hard-Ons. I think they only did one album under that. They only did one album under that name before they had to legally change it.
Yep. They had to legally change it.
Yeah, Disney weren't too keen on it for obvious reasons.
Yeah, that's pretty rude, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know. Legally, you state Disneyland shouldn't have had a. What do you want me to do?
Curtain for my room door.
You can get your mum to put the curtain up. You don't have to ask me to put the fucking curtain up.
Oh, good. She's gone back to bed.
Excuse me, can I just go? I'm so sorry,
You're all
guys.
good, man. You're all good.
Right.
I've got to go put
It's
the
fine.
curtain up.
This
So-
meeting is being recorded.
So Alex, like we had Dick Lord and we had
Bomb Disneyland, yeah.
Disneyland band. You said
Yeah,
something
Bomb
about
Disneyland, yeah.
Did they play with the Hard-Ons or was there members of it?
I think yeah, they did a few. They did. I think they used to tour together, and I think they were even label mates. Yeah. Ray Arn from the Hard-Ons. He's got a blog site where he writes about that stuff.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah,
over
great
there.
sense of humor, that guy. Yeah.
Great, yeah, he's an amazing person. Very amazing. I used to, I don't know, should I talk about it? Yeah, fuck it. I used to I lived in Surrey Hills for a long time, and when the Hard-Ons, they used to come and play at the Hope Town, and it was always on a Monday, and it was rock against work, and the Hard-Ons were like every second week or every third week or something, and every time Kesh went, he used to come to my place for bongs before the show, and then I'd be like, oh, I don't want to go now on Tuesday, and like it's only a 2-minute walk up there. You guys go there. So yeah, like the Hard-Ons, great bunch of guys, man. Great bunch of guys. I've met them all. Have great conversations with, and I think that like you've got them with the Cosmic Psychos, the Space Juniors, the Splatterheads, like that. You know, as we all know, Radio Burman and the Saints, they started the punk scene in Australia, but it was the Hard-Ons and the Splatterheads and bands like that that actually made that scene happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think I don't think without them there wouldn't have been much of a scene back in the 80s.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good question that I'd like to ask. What is your favorite decade of music?
You want to go, Alex?
Favorite decade. Probably the 80s, I guess. You had all that early Metallica and of course Iron Maiden releasing some of their best albums.
Yeah.
Motorhead, of course.
For me, it'd be probably the 90s, because that was kind of the time that I really started to get. I mean, like I said, I was always into music, but I really started to get heavily into music, and that's sort of around the time I started actually playing and started gigging around Melbourne, and you know, like Soundgarden were one of my all-time favorite bands, and Alice in Chains as well. So all that sort of that early grunge stuff for me was huge. Melvins, of course. So probably, you know, yeah, I'd probably say the 90s. I guess you could push into the late 80s. The other one is, you know, the 70s were awesome as well, because you had the Sabbath, and Led Zeppelin and shit like that, Hendrix, and even the Doors and stuff like that. You know, it was all, that was a great decade too.
Yeah, that's my favourite decade.
Yeah, 70s. Oh, okay, yeah, well, of course, because then you've also got all the early punk stuff. You've
Well,
got fucking Ramones and Sex Pistols and Clash and
X-Ray Specs.
yeah, X-Ray Specs, absolutely.
Yeah, no, there was great. There was excellent scenes, and even like as I said just a second ago, Leonard Skinner,
Yeah,
and bands like that. Like that's what I listen to at night when I'm unwinding after I've fucked the kids off. I've got 8 kids.
yeah. Jeff told us.
Yeah, so
You're crazy.
but I've only got 3 at home with me, thank God. The other are in their own little domestic relationships. But 3 is fucking enough, I tell you. It is enough. Being 10, 12, and 14, like I've got 2 in the puberty stage.
Yeah.
And 1 in the just fucking want to play PlayStation 5 stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just forgot what we were talking about.
Oh, we're just talking about the decades.
Yeah, the decade.
About the 70s.
Like when I unwind at night, I listen to C6 Steve. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
No, I haven't heard of him.
Fucking brilliant, man. Check out C6 Steve. He does a song, You Can't Teach a Dog New Tricks. Fucking brilliant song. And Sean James, who does some, he just brings out covers, but they like he's done Nothing Else Matters, Number of the Beast, but he does it in a bluesy, rocky sort of a sound.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And what's their name? I can't. Dropkick Murphys. I will listen to the drop. That's how I fall asleep. Like my wife goes to me because she can hear him. I'm laying in my bed like this. I've got the headphones on. It's going, and she goes, "How the fuck can you fall asleep? Like for fuck's sake, you're lying there. You're dead to the world, and there's just fucking music blaring." And that's what I listen to and unwind, and it's
right. Yeah, Dropkicks is a good call.
Oh mate, they're brilliant.
Yeah,
like they were the first band. NoFX did it second, but they were the first band that did a gig during lockdown. They went to a studio and did it and had it on live on Facebook.
Okay, right.
And you could request songs like
that's awesome.
Yeah, and they were the first ones to do that, and that was brilliant. And they did the Elvis Presley song, but they did that. Yeah, that was their ode to the COVID, and it was fucking brilliant, man. But yeah, they were the first band to do that. To think about the punters, like. You know, fuck, these guys aren't seeing bands. It's nearly 2 years. These guys haven't, been able to go to a gig. So they did a gig, and then Fat Mike followed like he does.
Yeah.
And did I don't know if you've watched it. It's at Fatty's one night for a weekend. No. And he plays in the backyard, and he's got Fishbone there, Pennywise. He's just got a group of people sitting in the pool, and and they did the whole of Two Heaps and Two. He did that album anyway. First album, and like he had to have the words to the songs. He couldn't remember half the songs.
It's very easy to forget words, man. It really is.
I can imagine. Like I'm listening. All right, this is going to probably embarrass me, but I'm listening a bit to MGK at the moment.
Really?
And as you brought up Motley Crue, he was the drummer. He played Tommy Lee in the movie Dirt. Machine
really?
Gun. That was Machine Gun.
That's interesting. I didn't pick that because I saw that movie.
Until I was watching the credits at the end, and I went, "Fuck, that's that rapper dude." And then I I googled him, and he's like, he's not just a rapper. He plays rock and roll, and like
Okay.
I love his songs are fucking brilliant, man. Like I Think I'm Okay and all that. They're fucking great songs,
Okay.
and that's like I hate that genre of music, but as I said before, there's always a gem.
There is, yeah.
And he is that gem, man.
Okay.
He was brilliant.
Okay.
Have you had a point in your career where you've just gone, fuck it, don't want to do it?
Yeah. I was in a band 20 odd years ago, called the Specimens, and it was doing okay. And just as it was starting to go, and things were looking really good, we'd just got signed to a little label called Six Pack for our first EP and whatnot. They turned around, and at the time it was a little bit complicated because at the time I was living in Tassie because I was working down there, but I was coming back to Melbourne almost every weekend to play gigs.
Wow.
And I didn't know that in the background there was some shit going on. And then one day they just turned around and there was a whole bunch of gigs lined up to be played, including a Christmas gig with Warped, which I was really looking forward to because I loved Warped. And they turned around, we played a gig, and then the next day they pulled me aside and said, dude, you're out of the band.
That's
Still to this day, have no idea why, but they already had a replacement drummer ready to go for the next weekend because there was gigs. So at that point, I was like, fuck this shit, I'm done. This is bullshit. So I stopped playing. I managed to last, I reckon, about 2 years. I didn't touch the drum set. I didn't do anything with music. I just listened to it. And then it was like, I saw my drum kit there and I thought, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better. Maybe I'll have a little bit of a never stop since.
And what are they doing now?
One of the guys, or two of them, are now in a band floating around called Kroll.
I've got them on soon.
Okay, well,
I'm gonna get up them. You watch. I'm going to say
that's fine, man. That's fine. Because it's the drummer, the band, the guys in Kroll was the bass player in the Specimens, and it's actually the drummer that replaced me. You can ask them what happened because to this day I have no idea. I don't know what went wrong.
you were fucking going across the fucking big bite, mate.
Yeah. Look, maybe
with guys, and they've gone and done that.
Yeah, maybe that was an issue with them. I don't know, but it was enough to really make me doubt that it was worthwhile. But then, I started playing again, and it's been going since then. The other two blokes, I'm actually not sure what they're up to. One of them, I'm pretty sure, moved to the country. I don't even know if he's playing anymore. And the other dude, there was a band running around called Mod Vigil that I think he was in, but I don't know. I haven't seen or heard about them for a long time now, so I'm not sure if anything's going on there. So I don't really know.
Yeah,
but they got to they did tours overseas. Well, Specimens, they did tours overseas, and they got to play. I think they played Big Day Out once or something like that. They got to do some cool shit, which unfortunately I didn't get a chance to do. But shit happens, man.
Big Day Out, fuck, Big Day Out. Grinspoon played a Big Day Out. Like, it's not much of a big thing, really.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but it would have been nice to have a go. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
But look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It happened, and it's I've ended up in the position I'm in now, talking to you because of things that have happened in the past. So
things work out right, don't they?
Yeah, that's it. And I'm doing a band that I really love, and getting a lot of pleasure out of doing it. and making headway, making some progress, moving forward and feeling good, and playing songs that I really enjoy playing and people seem to enjoy listening to. Can't complain, man. Can't complain.
You can't. As long as you're having a fucking a good time.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what it's about, eh?
That's it. That's 100%. So we did the best decade. What's your worst decade? Have you got a worst decade? Alex, you first.
Probably the 90s, I guess. A lot of that stuff in that period that just feel very very overproduced and very corporate.
Yeah, definitely 100%. Like the Australian punk scene in the 90s was pretty fucked, if you ask me. Like there was probably a shitload of bands that I didn't even hear about. But in the 90s, I went straight to American and other punk rock. You know what I mean? Because the 80s, the punk scene for me, it just wasn't doing it for me. But yeah, Michael, your worst decade.
Probably, I hate to say this, but probably excluding sort of the local scene, probably the last decade, maybe.
Yeah.
I just like, I don't listen to stuff. I don't listen to much stuff that comes out now, except for, local bands, like all the bands that are running around now, the small bands, playing the dive bars and shit. They're awesome. Tons of great shit coming out, but this isn't the shit that people are out there are necessarily listening to. This is the shit that people in the scene are enjoying.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it be the punk scene, the metal scene, rock, it's all there. It's all great, and it all mixes together quite nicely. But it's all small. None of the labels or anyone's touching this stuff, which is a real shame, because this is the best stuff that's out there now. The shit that you hear on the fucking radio. I mean, I have to listen to some of this crap at work, right? And I've got to tell you, even Triple M was the saving grace at work, right? I could handle Triple M. I can't even fucking handle Triple M anymore, because it's the same shit that they play over and over and over. Now, I don't know how many more times someone wants to hear Bohemian Rhapsody. Don't get me wrong, great song, love the song, but shit, man, how many more times do you want to hear it? And there's a whole shit ton of those songs. Not even going to talk to you about the fucking garbage that they listen to on fucking Fox and Nova, which I have to put up with. Oh my God, it's barely fucking music.
And you get like three women out there singing, electronic music, and they win the band of the year.
But yeah, exactly. And there's no fucking band there. I mean, this shit. They admitted themselves. This shit is not even made by musicians. This shit is made by producers. It's completely different.
Yeah.
But whatever. I know that there is a whole shit ton of great bands running around, like just in Melbourne alone, right? Mm-hmm. You got bands like The Strip. You got bands like
they're great.
Fucking awesome band. You got bands like Wolfpack. You got bands like Kmart Warriors. I know Glenn and the Peanut Butter Men have been around for forever, but they're still kicking goals. There's a whole heap of awesome shit out there.
I think Fred Negro's still jumping around doing stuff.
Probably. He'll never die, that guy.
I do not think we'll ever get rid of that guy.
No.
And just saying that, like, I've seen I Spit on Your Gravy, Brad Pitt's Lawnmower Massacre, Fuck Knuckles, Fuck Fucks, Fuck, and the guy's he mightn't have any teeth, but he's fucking talented, man.
Yeah.
And he puts on a show, and they're from Melbourne,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you
He
guys.
used to do a cartoon strip on the back of was it Beat magazine? Yeah, every week, or Impress. I think it was Impress. He'd have this cartoon strip. It was fucking hilarious every time, and he was actually a really talented writer and drawer.
Yeah,
So
oh,
his
definitely.
cartoons were great.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I saw him at the Lansdowne one night. I think it was the Lawnmower Massacre. And I was pissed as I think I was like, this is going back 30 years ago. So I was about 16 or something. And I jumped up on stage and dacked myself. And he thought, like, this guy's trying to outdo me. So he jumps right beside me and dacks himself. So we're having a fucking ducking competition, like seeing who can swing the best.
Oh shit!
Fucking and I end up sitting at the bar for hours chatting with this bloke, man. And Fred is an amazing guy.
Yeah.
Like you look at him, you think you got to be making money. You're an artist. You're a cartoonist. You've got your own record label now. Blah blah blah. Buy some teeth.
Yeah.
Fucking buy some teeth, but he won't. He's just that's his thing.
Yeah, it's just his thing. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's his thing.
I don't know why I call these interviews because I end up talking the most. It's fucking ridiculous.
No, I think I'm giving you a good run for your money.
Yeah, you're doing well. Alex fucking just said, did you have canes before we started this?
Oh, no.
He's just a quiet type, man. Because he can't
Yeah.
half the time he can't get a word in because of me.
I'll admit, I'm not a natural talker.
There you go. That's the good thing about being in Forklift. You got me, who's a fucking loudmouth and likes to talk, and then you got Alex and Sanyan that are a little bit more quiet and let me talk. Yeah, I'm a good talker, bad listener. These guys, the other two blokes, are good listeners, bad talkers. But it works for us.
As long as it's like salt and pepper, you work well with each other. That's all that counts.
You know what, Matt? It's really funny. We can have a conversation where I can talk for literally 15 minutes straight. The guys sit and listen, and then I get single sentence answers, and it all makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what took me 15 minutes to say, they say in one sentence. And it's like, fuck, man, I've got to learn to talk less. But then when I try to, it doesn't work out.
Yeah. No, I have the same problem. Definitely have the same problem. Oh, gonna knock on the door. So have you guys got any gigs coming up soon?
Do you remember them, Alex? Do you want to say them?
The 9th of April at the Last Chance Rock and Roll Bar.
The 9th of April. Well, we'll make sure we get this out before then.
Yep. And more? Do you remember the others?
Then we're off to Sydney after that, are we, in late April?
Yeah. So
and not that I don't think we know any of those dates just yet.
No, we do. 29th, 30th of April, and the 1st of May. Just don't know exactly where we are. One will be in Wollongong, one will be in the Central Coast, and one will be in Newcastle.
Okay.
So, but I don't quite know the order of them at this stage.
So I Hate People, you're playing with them up at Newcastle? Yeah, excellent.
They're good fucking blokes.
Very generous and Craig,
yeah.
And they came down here. We had a good time together. And you'll be happy to know, because I saw your interview with Craig, that while they were down here, Josh did not pass out.
Excellent.
I was kind of encouraging him to, because that would create this thing about this gig. This is a gig where the bass player passed out, but he did not pass out.
So, like, I've never seen them live. Is that scream?
It's intense.
People say it is.
Yeah, it's intense and it's long.
No, man.
Yeah, I can see why it wins him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
he told me actually that video that you showed of him falling down, he actually broke his nose.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was shouldn't be surprised because he really fell. He fell
Mm.
hard. But yeah, I didn't realize that. And then he gets back up on stage and finishes 3 songs with blood pissing out of his nose.
And then he falls down 3 more times in the motel.
Yeah. What a fucking
That-
legend, eh?
Look, he's dead, but I'm a G.G. Allen fan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Other than the perverted, depraved, sick shit that he does, the guy was a talented fucking person.
Yeah.
And his music was great. I've got an interview coming up in season 3 with his brother, Mel.
Right.
Which I had an amazing chat with the guy at Charles Manson's family jams. They have a thing at the ranch over in California where the Charles Manson, and I'm a big Charlie fan, so yeah, I knew he was going to be there, so I fucking rang him while he was and said, can you show me around, show me how everyone's going, blah blah blah. Had a conversation with him, and we booked a date. And like I said, look, I don't want to talk about your brother. I want to talk about the murder junkies now.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot and I'd probably offend him because I think his brother was just a disgusting human being. Have you heard? I don't know who the band is, but they played it at a radio station in the Blue Mountains, and they did a cover of "Bite It, You Scum," and it is fucking brilliant, man. And that's probably my second favorite Murder Junkies song.
Right.
But have you seen the movie Hated, the documentary?
No.
Watch that, man. It you get an in-depth look at the Murder Junkies, at GG himself. Like this guy, he didn't shower for 6 years. Like this guy, he had shit on him that he put on him at gigs for 5 or 6 years. Like when he was buried, he was brown. He had
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, it was disgusting. But he was a fucking talented person. He was a very talented person.
God, how could you be in the same room as the guy?
Oh, mate, they reckon that D.D. Ramone played with them for 3 weeks. He made it for 3 weeks. And then he said it was just disgusting standing up on the stage with the bloke. I wanted to play with the Murder Junkies, but at the end of it, it was just 3 weeks was enough that I couldn't stand anymore. If you had to say, if you had a genre, a music genre on the stereo when you're, say, vacuuming the floor or something, what would be the band, the song that you turn off, that you think that no, fuck, I can't do it, I can't listen to it, I can't do it? See, this is the same question, but in a different way that we said earlier.
So wait, so you mean what am I?
The worst genre of
My
music.
worst genre. All right. For me, it definitely that's actually pretty easy for me. I don't even know what genre you call it, but it's this top 40 stuff that's around now.
So shit.
Yeah, I can't. It's just yeah. That just
top 40 pop in general.
yeah. Just
I bought my daughter's my wife bought my daughter's tickets to see Justin Bieber at the end of the year. And like I am so stoked that I don't have to be there.
Yeah.
I've got a daughter that's old enough to be able to take her younger sister there, and I don't have to, because I've done that before, and not with Justin Bieber, but I've done it before, and yeah, it just I couldn't sit through it. Alex, what's your worst genre? What will you turn off if you walked into the room and it was playing on the stereo?
I'd have to agree with Michael. Just top 40 pop in general. Just just anything that's played on your Light or Nova FMs.
Yeah. Anything that came out of the X Factor or
just
America
Anything
has
that's
or something.
anything that's
shit.
just been queued up and spat out by machine or whatever.
Yeah. But I remember years ago, I was we've got to wrap it up soon. But I remember years ago when I was living in Glebe in Sydney, I had on one side, I had Andrew Denton, lived on one side of our house, like the house next to us.
Yeah.
And on the other side was Colette. Remember the singer Colette?
Oh my God, yeah.
We were at a barbecue one night and I was talking to her and she said, my voice is for people. I'm saying, I don't know what you're saying. She goes, it's not just me singing. There's four of us singing, and it's brought into one voice.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm so glad that she's probably living in England at the moment, and I won't run into her and get She admitted to me, we were drunk. Everyone was drunk at this night, and she admitted to me. She said, "No, it's not just my vocals. There's three other vocalists."
Wow. Okay.
In that one voice, but it comes out that one voice.
Right. So you have all the other overtones and shit to make it sound better. I guess it's similar to these days how they use auto tune. Like you hear a lot of these top 40 things, and you can hear the auto tune on the voice. It makes a sound, and it's like fuck. I do understand using auto tune if there's a little bit that just needs a little tweak.
Yeah.
But
just as a problem solving tool,
basically, absolutely, exactly. That's exactly right. But to use it in an entire song and just use it so much that the voice actually mechanizes and changes.
Yeah, to abuse it to that point. Yeah.
Just fucking get a better singer or learn to sing or
exactly. Or just get a better job.
Yeah.
There is one, but fucking be a cashier at Woolworths.
Yeah, exactly. When
bother.
Yeah, exactly. When we're doing a recording, one thing I've learned from all these years of playing is that when you're doing a recording, shit in, shit out. If you put fucking garbage in, there's only so much an engineer can do to fix it.
Exactly.
But if you give them crap to work with, the result's not going to be great. So the idea is to get it all as perfect as possible, and then use those sorts of things to fix little tweaks. Now you'd sort of think, oh well, don't worry about it, just leave it. But those little tweaks do count, but not entire freaking songs and entire vocal lines and shit like that. Trying to fix them after the fact, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah,
and that's honestly the way it should be.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Yeah,
real music by real people.
Hey guys, I'd fucking love to chat more with you, but we've got to leave it there. The bar's shutting. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's been wonderful. We have to chat again.
We will, Matt. Thank you very much.
I'll see you
for having us.
For sure.
That'd be great, man. Thank you very much.
I'm heading now hungover cause there's things I've got to do. I've got no time to sleep it off, but it's great hanging out with you. Sharing drinks and sharing laughs, the stories and the lies. And if the cops come calling, you're my alibi. Cause I'm heading out hungover, there's things I've got to do. But if I could, I would stay hanging out with you. Yes, if I could, I would keep hanging out with you. Laughing, walking, singing, talking, and all that we could do. Share some laughs over the past and finding out what's new. Yes, if I could, I would keep hanging out with you.